All right, so I believe I'm live here. Let me just check some things, make sure we get everything going real proper-like. Everything going real proper-like. Change a setting here. One little setting, and we are ready to rock. On save. Boom. Look at there. If I can find my tab. Now, where's my chat? Chat. Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome into Couch Day Heffrey. I was watching the Oscars, and then I realized I don't care. And some people in my Discord were like, hey, Jeff, what's up? You going to stream tonight? And I was like, hey, why not? And so here we are. Horner Surtain. Well, Mr. Lubo, I am on record. I am a J.C. Horn guy, cornerback 1. Nothing wrong with Patrick Surtain, though. Either one of those picks will be absolutely fine. Will the Cowboys draft a safety? Great question. I think they will. Now, I could be an idiot. They haven't done it before, but when we talked to Stephen Jones last week, he was talking about how they planned to, they've tried to, and it just didn't work out. No, we had, somebody else that we ended up taking at that spot, or we had obviously at the end of the day, here comes CD. Obviously at the end of the day, we had somebody else there that we had to pick, and he said they tried to get Earl once upon a time, so that they're trying at safety. They just haven't managed to get it done. I think this is the year they get it done because right now Devontae KZ is a starter on this team, and he's coming off a torn Achilles. He's making $1 million. That ain't starter money. So they're looking for competition at free safety, I promise. All right, CD, you may get down. You're blocking my light, too. Excuse you. Excuse you. So, yes, I do think that they're going to take a safety. And Colin, with this question, you wrote in like my Rousseau Washington example, huh? He asked in my Discord, which maybe I'll tweet that out here in a minute, and you guys can join it. It's just a place where I want people to come hang out, be homies, get a different section for like Rangers and Mavs and Cowboys and Draft and Top Shot and all that. And that way you guys can give me content ideas, whether it's for the radio show, whether it's for streaming, stuff like that. The laptop is not plugged in, but it's a new laptop, so it's not going to crap out. What's up, Jeff? Hope you had a good weekend. I did have a good weekend. So far. Go get in bed soon. Whoops. I am the rude individual who excluded you from the Fantic. Noah! Come on, man. Oh, when you tried to ban me from the Ardarius Washington topic? Taj, coming in with the super chat, trying to send Doge to the moon. I'm no longer in the Doge game. I did lose some money on the Doge game, but I am no longer in the Doge game. Formula's in this piece. This should be on YouTube and Twitch. So if you are watching on Twitch and you're not subscribed, hit up your boy. Hit up your boy. Ryan says, hey, Jeff, what you think of the Mac Jones versus Lance talk for Niners? I'm fine with that. I know that Rappaport reported that, and he's about 50-50 when he reports something. So that's fine. Trey Lance is actually the best fit for Kyle Shanahan in terms of doing what he wants to do. Mac Jones is not a good fit for the Kyle Shanahan offense. But, if they like a player, they like a player. So they're going to do whatever they want to do. Adrian says, so Eagles trading up for Horn. So check it out. I'm not a reporter. I don't go digging for stories because my job is not scoops. My job is to just talk about the stuff that does happen. But I did get told by a guy that I know that works with NFL teams that he believes that the Eagles are doing work to attempt to get up to number 9 or even number 8, but he believes the target is Patrick Surtain to take him from the Cowboys. And I'd be fine with that because then, oh, no, I have to pick J.C. Horn or whatever other great players there, and they have traded up for a guy who may or may not be better than Horn. And that means they gave up extra assets for the coin flip. Good. Oh, look, Tommy is going to send in a comment that is way more important than all the football stuff. You've helped me dealing with my wife's bipolar symptoms. Thank you. I have a family member who is bipolar, and I obviously have my own things that I got going on. So I don't know how I helped, but if I helped in any way, that's way more important to me than talking football with people, although I love talking football with people. Alexander, Slater, Melifonwu, or Horn round 2 tackle? Slater Melifonwu, I would be totally fine with. I think Rashawn Slater could be a Pro Bowl guard for a bunch of years if he doesn't have to, if he's not playing left tackle. Round 2 tackle is tough because you got to tell me who it is. Like guys like Sam Cosmi might even be gone by the time you get to 44. And I don't even think he's a great offensive tackle. I think he's a great athlete who's an okay tackle. He's like the Colton Miller route, who Colton Miller's turned into a really good tackle, but it took him like 3 years. I like this Alpha Mason. Not worried about 10. A gangsta will be there at 10 no matter what. 44 is wrong. There's no reason to worry at 44 either. There's so many good edge guys, corners, safeties. Even if you wanted to start looking at linebackers at 44, there is some good happening. Soto Man, who is a must pick at 44 that trumps anyone else on the board? Mine would be Dickerson. Landon Dickerson's a really good player. It's the Alabama center. He could be a really good center. He could be a really good guard. The only problem with Landon Dickerson is he's had a season-ending injury every year of his college career. So that's wild. That is a lot of hurt. Oh, hold on. Formula's up in this mug. Appreciate the super chat, Formula and Taj. You guys are beasts. Pool fund. We need it. Holland seems to be getting more buzz lately than even Grant. Is Molden a cornerback or free safety? Okay, this is a good question because it's very Cowboys relevant. I have heard the name Javon Holland, that the Cowboys are doing the work on him. I've heard they're doing a lot of work on Elijah Molden. Molden was the slot corner at Washington, but they did do a lot of zone. So you see him dropping a lot and almost playing a safety role, and he's good at it. So I would not doubt that Elijah Molden could be a really good safety. Holland, I did not love his tape in 2019 when he was lined up in the slot. I like Molden. I like his tape better than Holland's. But Holland having good athletic testing, I thought that was really promising for him because he's got decent to solid tape. I like the instincts. I like the ball skills. I just didn't think he looked all that athletic or all that physical. And his athletic testing helped me a lot. So I think all those names are in play. I think Molden, Grant, Holland, they're all in play. But as Jared said, just take Washington at 99. I love it. I check out everybody's mock draft. If I see a mock draft, I check it out. A pre-draft ritual the night before draft, nothing. Just another day at the office, baby. Just getting to work. Chase, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Obviously, at the end of the day, Starlin, my pizza party player is Ardarius Washington. I'll let you know if there's anybody else that becomes a pizza party player, but it's Ardarius Washington. Braden, appreciate you super chatting. Is Nick Bolton in the third possible or only at 44? Nick Bolton's a wild card, right? Missouri linebacker, he's 5'11". He ran a 4.59, which if that wasn't electronic, maybe he's a 4.65 guy, right? And his shuttles weren't very good. So if you're way into the measurables, you're going to look at that and you're like, oh, that's alarming. But if he didn't do any of that testing and you just watched him play, you would probably take him in the middle to the end of the first round. So I think Nick Bolton falling to 44 is certainly possible. I would be really surprised if Nick Bolton made it to 75. I sure would. Cowboys liking Horn over Surtain. Have I heard any of that buzz? I cannot confirm that buzz, but I can confirm that there are people talking that there is a split potentially in the Cowboys room, scouts and coaches. They're all going to like both of them, but in terms of preference, that there may be a split where the scouts like Surtain and the coaches like Horn, which if I'm going to be truthful to myself every year, I would want you to trust your scouts, but because I like Horn better, I want to trust their coaches. Nathan in the super. Appreciate you, brother. Speaking strictly Cowboys, 49ers taking back. CD, what are you doing? We don't dig into a couch cushion. 49ers taking Mac is actually better for the boys because it pushes more talent down to 10. I agree with that. Yeah, I think Mac Jones going at 3 would be a good thing for the Cowboys because it leaves what I consider to be 2 better prospects in Justin Fields and Trey Lance still available for other teams to want to come after. And so, I did a video today, if you guys saw it, about the doomsday scenario, and I really don't think there is one. because you're either going to have one of Horn, Surtain, Sewell, Slater, Pitts there when you pick, or you're going to have at least one of the quarterbacks left. So if it's one of the quarterbacks left and it's not Mac Jones, I think to most teams that's the most value. So if you had Fields or Lance available at 10, great. You could probably trade down and get somebody to pay the quarterback tax, New England, Chicago, whoever. And if you have multiple quarterbacks available, that might change. But whatever. I don't think there is a doomsday scenario for the Cowboys. Joined on Twitch and YouTube for the algorithm. Look at Lightning Beast go. What a stud. What a stud. Dallas and New England trade because there's a QB there. Dallas gets a first-round pick, second-round pick, and receive J.C. Jackson, safety with 15 pick for us. Yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. I'll do that. Gut instinct on third overall from old T. Lance. I'll say Trey Lance today. I think you're missing super chats, Jeff. I don't think I'm missing super chats. I think I got them all. Blake in the super chat. What's your top 10 mock now with the 49ers news? I would go Lawrence, Wilson, Lance, Pitts, but that could be a trade. Atlanta could trade out of there and somebody can get a quarterback. But if not, I'll say Pitts. Cincy, I think, is Sewell or Jamar Chase. I will say Sewell. Miami, I'm going to say receiver. I'll just say Chase. Detroit's a wild card. They could go Parsons. They could go Jalen Waddle or Devontae Smith. They could trade. They could pick Justin Fields. If we're not doing trading here, I'll say 7 is Waddle. 8 to Carolina. Let's go Fields. 9 to Denver. Let's go Surtain. 10, let's go Horn. Or you could trade down because I just left Mac Jones there. Nicholas, I finally caught you live. I'm glad. I appreciate you, Holmes. Joe DeMaio. We've been kicking it for a long time. Would you rather have Elijah Molden as your safety or Nick Bolton at linebacker? Golly, I'd be so happy either way. I'm cool with both of those players. They're both not great measurables, but they're both such good players. Molden or Bolton? Bolton. Who has better draft boards, you or Hellman from Smith Fan? Appreciate that. Me. You kidding me? Come on now. Somebody asked what I disliked about Mortal Kombat. I mean, I was half drunk when I watched it, but I just thought that it was really lacking in a plot. But the fight scenes were good. Do you have any recommendations for losing weight? I mean, the reason that I don't get fat is because of tobacco. It replaces food for me a lot, I think. But yeah, eat vegetables. That's what I did earlier. Cody has a good question. Why is Molden different in talking about moving corners to safety? Because I think the things that you're looking for at safety, Elijah Molden has. He might even be a better safety than corner because what he's great at is spatial awareness, route recognition, just instinctual football things. So I think that he'd be a good safety. Fernando, thoughts on Jamar Johnson? Jamar Johnson is an Indiana safety. He's the worst tackler in the draft, but he will force some turnovers. So I have him as a third-round free safety guy. If you took him at 75 or 99, I'd be like, that's cool. That's cool. Rachel Sinclair swinging through with the super chat. I appreciate it. Mike Fisher said the Cowboys really like Merrick, but to get him, I think the Cowboys might have to trade back in the late first round. Do you think they would do that? I hope not. I think there's enough good safeties in this class that you can wait and see what's going to happen at 44. You can let Merrick go off the board, see if he goes before Richie Grant, if Grant goes before him. How do you feel about Holland? I think you can let some of that stuff play out. I hate trading up. Unless it's for a quarterback, I very much hate trading up. Unless, like, Tank Lawrence is the ideal trade-up, right? When they traded up for Tank Lawrence, it was an incredibly important position, and they thought he was the last of a tier of good pass rushers. So in that scenario, I get it. If you think I'm about to lose an entire tier before we move to the next tier, then I get it. But I'm not a big fan of trading up. Not a big fan. Oh, shout out to Ruben with the super. What's up, Jeff? What do you think of Joe using that new draft simulator on his YouTube stream? And would you use it? What do you think of the Texas safety? Joe using that new draft simulator. Who's Joe? What are you saying to me? Caden Stearns is the Texas safety, by the way. Caden Stearns is, to me, the toughest evaluation of all the safeties in this class because Caden Stearns is boring. He's super boring to watch. He's incredibly conservative when he's playing a deep middle or a deep half or whatever. And so, like, Andre Sisco is a freaking roller coaster, whereas Caden Stearns is just like, tee, 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 tee. And so I don't know. If I draft Caden Stearns, is he going to make a bunch of plays, or is his steady play good enough to warrant like a third-round pick? He's tough. He's tough. I don't know. Eric Bauer swinging through with the super. I appreciate you, homie. What do you feel about the rumors about Dallas picking at 10 and then trading back up in the first round? Heard that rumor a couple times now. They got extra picks, so I understand why people are thinking that. I don't like it. I don't like it. I like trading down more so that you have more picks in the 40s or 50s or 60s, top 100 picks. I want extra picks. I don't want to give up picks. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. There's formula. My guy is always coming through. I cannot wait for the hours of draft show coverage. Tune in, people. Oh, yeah. I'll be on this guy who says, why aren't you a scout for an NFL team? First of all, I don't know that anybody would hire me because I don't really know anybody in that industry unless Broadus wants to introduce me to people. But other than that, I don't think scouting, when you first get into it, really pays well. So I'd rather just scout and talk to you guys about it. Were you comfortable taking Parsons? Like 20 to 25? I didn't mean to click on that. The doomsday scenario for Dallas is 3 QBs go top 9, then the 2 linemen, Pitts, 2 corners, and Waddle finish out the top 9. I don't think so, because then you've got 2 quarterbacks. Somebody's going to want to come up if you've got Trey Lance and Justin Fields or Mac Jones and just whatever. I don't think that's a doomsday scenario. But I guess that would be, in theory, doomsday if you were then stuck in that scenario. Telling Jeff to do a mock is the new Tony Hawk. Do a kickflip. Who's your pizza party this year? Or Darius Washington? Is it just me, or is the stream really delayed compared to the chat? That's because I'm scrolling through the chat from the top as I work my way through the stream. So if you're sending something right now, I won't see it till I get to the bottom, and I'm not at the bottom. Right now I'm at DeLunatic Super Chat. He said, in your earlier doomsday scenario, just pick Chase. Sure, I would have no problem with that. Pick Jamar Chase, or in the one that I was drawn up, take Jalen Waddle. I'm fine with that. Totes. Blake, a mock draft with trades for top 10 picks. Lawrence, Wilson, Lance. Who's coming to 4? What did Carolina do? They traded for Darnold, right? How about New England comes and gets Fields at 4? 5 is Sewell. 6 is Jamar Chase to Miami. 7. How about Chicago comes up for Mac Jones? 8, Carolina takes Rashawn Slater. 9, Denver I don't have a good feel for. I keep giving them a corner. So Surtain, 10 Horn? How about that? Eric Priest in the super. What's the trade offer that would cause you to pass up Pitt, Sewell, Slater, or Surtain? Don't say that. To pass up Pitts, Sewell, Slater is different than Surtain for me. Depending what the board looks like, 15 and 46 might be enough from New England. But if you really wanted to hold somebody hostage, like if New England wants to come up and they say 15 and 46, and you say, no, we're just going to take Kyle Pitts. And they say, man, we really want to get up there. And they say 15, next year's 1 and a 3 or a 4. I'd probably do that. How long did it take you to cope with your anxiety? From Michael. A long time. First, I had to figure out what it was and what it was called because I didn't know. Then I had to go to therapy, which is awesome. I do it every Friday now. Found a new therapist. And then I still had a breakdown at one point early in my relationship because that sort of emotional intimacy was kind of foreign to me. And so I had another breakdown, which sent me back to therapy. And now I take my sertraline every day, and I do my therapies, and I journal, and I meditate. And some days are harder than the others, and some are good. Oh, Joe Rod? Shout out to Joe Rod. I love Joe Rod. He's a beast. Walk the Draft Simulator. Huh. All right, I'd have to look into it. Jeff, do you got to go to school to get into radio? Hell no, I didn't. I sure the hell didn't. I just got hired to answer phones, and then I made it happen. Is Merrick an actual realistic trade-up candidate after 25? I guess. I don't really want him to. Nathan Neal in the super chat. Fields Lance fall to number 10. Washington calls for a trade. Do you tell them to kick rocks or give them a QB at the – I already told people, if you listen to me on the radio, this is my price to Washington. If I'm going to help a division rival get potentially their next franchise quarterback, yes, you're paying the quarterback tax, and it's going to be huge. So what I would tell Washington is, okay, you want 10, I want 19 and Chase Young. That's where we'll start. And if they hang up on me, that's fine. And if they don't, I might ask for another pick, like 19, Chase Young, and a 4, because you want a quarterback, you know? If they could go back, they would go back and not pick Chase Young and pick Justin Herbert, and they'd have a quarterback. But they didn't do that. They picked a great defensive end, but you don't have a quarterback. More important. So you're going to have to pay Chase Young and 19. That's how you get 10. Yes, Michael. Captain Trade Down is the business. Captain Trade Down is the business. To Lunatic, is McClay a floor guy or ceiling guy? You know, if I had to classify him as one or the other, because every pick is a combination of those, right? Every decision is a combination of the floor and the ceiling. But I do think he gravitates more to big school guys that you have a lot of tape against the best competition. So I think that leans towards floor guy. All right, now I'm caught up. AC Wildcat, what up? How surprised would you be if somebody picks Boss Man Fat in the first? That's Kelvin Joseph. I guess I would be surprised just because I haven't seen a lot of people saying it. And there's a lot of smart people that talk to a lot of people. So because no one's saying it, I guess I would be a little bit surprised. But I wouldn't be stunned. He plays an important position, and he's a really good player. How does Delpit – appreciate your Soto, man. How does Delpit rank among these safeties? By the way, my old account used to be unknown. Welcome to being known. Delpit for me would rank, let me see, Darius Washington, Richie Grant, and then I would probably have Delpit right in front of Merrick and Holland and Diablo. So I think I would probably have him third in this draft class. This Washington thing's going to kill me when it turns out that him being tiny means he can't play football somehow. But I'm rolling with it. Does Sewell have guard position flex like Slater? Sure. Yeah. Yeah, Sewell could play guard. For sure. For sure, for sure. I just like Slater better. Yeah, T-Cell is a good point on the defense. You might be safer taking a floor guy on defense just because, especially because you're looking for a contribution right away. And for a lot of defensive players, I guess I'm really thinking corner. Like for corners, it's tough as a rookie. It's generally tough. So the safer the guy is, the better you're going to feel. Formula is all up in this piece. Tell me why Bolton is really falling and Warner is really rising. Well, first, that's assuming that that's really happening. But I think for Pete Werner, what helped him with me, what got me to give him a third round grade instead of a fourth round grade, is that he tested as an incredible athlete. And I didn't think I was going to see that from him. So that made me feel a little better about him. Same with Javon Holland, the Oregon safety. Their athletic testing helped him a little bit with me. And with Bolton, he's in his shuttles are in like the 20th percentile for linebacker prospects. It's not good. And he's 5'11", and he's not a 4'4" guy. So I think it's just that athleticism. But I love the tape so much that I don't care. If you get Bolton at 44, you're doing great. How many cornerbacks in this draft would be an immediate upgrade over Brown and Lewis? That's hard to say because you're talking about their rookie years. Brown and Lewis are NFL players. So I would say Horn, Surtain, Newsome, yes. And pretty much everyone else, my next 7 corners, I think 8 corners, I think will become better. But being a rookie corner in the NFL is tough. It's tough. Kevin, thank you for the super chat. What do you think of? I never figured out how to say his first name. Tonga, the D tackle out of BYU. I actually just started watching him a little while ago. I got to keep going, but he's got some really nice plays, and Broadus is a big fan of his. So there's that. Who's one player you and Broadus disagree on? One of them would have been Pete Werner because I had him as like a 4 and he had him as like a 2. But now I have him as a 3. So I don't know. I haven't seen his full board yet. I would draft Parsons in the mid-20s. When ranking players, is there a certain formula used to rank them? Just an example. How do you know the third best receiver is better than the second best safety? It's just my notes. Like some people try to make a standardized number grading scale where it just slots in on its own. I don't do that. I will just watch football players and then I'll be like, okay, that's first round player, that's second round player, that's third round player, that's fourth round player. And then when I try to stack them up, when it's like make a top 50, I'll just pull up my board and be like, well, I like him better than him and him better than him and him better than him until I get all the way down through it. That's all. Would you be willing to do a rough top 100 players list for us to check off during the draft? I can do that. What I'll do is, CD, we're busy here. We'll throw the ball in a second. What I'll do is I will just share the link to my board here in a few days. Let me try to get 10 or 15 more guys on it. And it won't have everybody on it, but I'll have, 180 to 200 players on it. Hufanga from USC, where do you have him? His testing surprised me too. I don't trust him in space. To me, Hufanga is an NFL special teamer who maybe can become a contributing safety. So I have him on day 3, like the 5th, 6th round. Excuse me. Would you be fine with Dallas taking Slater over Horn and or Surtain? Yes, absolutely. Slater's my highest ranked out of all those guys. Oh, you just are sad because Stomp has the ball and won't let you take it. Tough break. Tough break. Rowan. Jeff, love your style. Oh, my style. In my mocks, we seem doomed if we take Pitts and OT or anything else other than a cornerback at 10 unless we trade down. Thoughts? I love trading down. Because when you go through and you're like, all right, you take a corner, and then at 44, you take a safety, and at 75, you take a defensive tackle. I'm like, well, I wish I had one more pick in there to get a linebacker or an offensive lineman, So that's why I love trading down. Jeff, was it you or Brian that said Jerry has a for Slater? I don't think I did. I don't have any insight there. But they should love Slater. Oh, Steven was, I think, talking about Slater when he was like, we have a history of taking really good college left tackles and making them into all-pro guards. I mean, it didn't work with Connor Williams, but it worked with Zach Martin, and I think Rashawn Slater could do that as well. Mr. Douglas, watch film day one, guys, just to watch the process. Yeah, I'd love to figure out a way to make that happen. That would be cool. Ryan in the super chat, Divine Diablo at 75 or 99? As late as I can get him. I have him as a second round grade. I'm a Divine Diablo fan. Virginia Tech safety. He's like 6'3", 230 pounds, but he moves like he's smaller than that. He can do linebacker stuff. He can do safety stuff. I'm a big Diablo fan. D-Town. If Okudah and Henderson came out in this draft, how would you rank them amongst this year's corners? Now, I can't be unfair here and use hindsight. So Okudah would be my top corner. Then Horn, Surtain, Henderson, Newsom. That would be my top 5. That is how I would do that. Who would you rather have, Surtain and Grant or Horn and Molden? I think the second would add some dogs to our defense, and we need it. Oh, I love both of those combinations. I'm technically higher on Grant than Molden, but not by much. And I'm technically higher on Horn than Surtain, but not by much. Golly. I don't know. Horn and Molden, Surtain and... Give me Surtain and Grant. Give me Horn and Grant. Screw you. Give me what I want. All right, I'm caught up on the super dupers. Yeah, TXZOG. I don't think the Cowboys are moving up for Kyle Pitts. I don't think that's happening. All right. I think I'm going to go now. I think I will go now. Your AC is set to 70, you psycho. What do you keep it at? I'm about to go get in bed and watch tape. That's my life. That is my life. Oh, Alex finally caught me live. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, draft this week. Let's go. Let's go. All right, guys, I think I'm going to peace out. If you're on the Twitch-a-rooney and you're subscribed, that's awesome. If you're... No, Jeff, answer my question. No, stay. What was your question? I can't go searching through all of them for a specific question. That's hard. Can you tell me what really separates Horn and Surtain and break it down as best you can? Yeah, just a sec. Nathan, Bobby Belt clean. Yeah, Bobby's hating on the Pitts thing, and I don't get it. I love Bobby. Bobby's a beast. I just disagree with him. Kyle Pitts absolutely improves your offense because it changes what defenses have to do. If Amari Cooper is still going to be the focal point, Kyle Pitts is going to eat. It's going to be disgusting because he's a better player. And you're drafting for this year, next year, and that 5th year. You're drafting for 5 years. Kyle Pitts is a stud. It's not a lateral move. It's an upgrade. And it's a long-term upgrade. And it's potentially a superstar that creates unique problems for NFL defenses like Kelsey and Kittle do. So, yeah. And back to the Horn Surtain thing. I've gone over this a bunch. I like Horn because I think he is a little more fluid and quick than Surtain. I think his zone play is underrated. I think he's better at it than people are pretending. Like, people are pretending he's just a press man guy. He's not. The one thing Surtain has over Horn is Surtain is an awesome tackler. And that matters. At corner, it's not near my primary thing, but it matters. Horn's not as good a tackler because he's not as fundamentally sound consistently as a tackler. But I like him better in tight spaces, and I like that he travels the field to cover your best guy. That's what I like. I ask the worst questions. Oh no, Mark. Did I miss one? Not that I've gotten to everyone's question. I know that I haven't. And I apologize, but I try to get to a bunch of them. I surely do. I surely do. Dimitri! Hey, Jeff. Hope all is well with you, bro. God bless. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. All right, I'm really going to go this time. I'm really going to go. I'll obviously be back all week, I think, because it's draft week. Yeah, buddy. I love you, Mark Bristow. Sorry if I either missed your question or pretended that you had a bad question. I would never mean to do that to anybody, because all questions are good questions, because they're questions. Yeah, hit thumbs up, guys. Please. Where do you rank Diggs in this cornerback class? No, I just said I was going to go. But Diggs would be 1, 2, 3, behind Joseph, behind Asante Samuel, behind Molden, in front of Farley, maybe. So, like, cornerback 7, give or take. Something like that. They'll probably throw us off big time and draft JOK. Formula! I like JOK. Wait, don't go. Y'all chill out. I'm sneaking it in, Formula. And Chase, Aguirre, Jeff, best case scenario for Cowboys' first 3 picks. How about J.C. Horn, Richie Grant? Jabril Cox? Let me find you a 3rd rounder. I need to go 4 picks. Horn, Bolton, and then see if I can get a safety to drop, like Jamar Johnson somewhere in the 3rd. That's tough, because what about Boogie Basham at 44? How about Horn, Boogie Basham, Marvin Wilson, or Darius Washington? Bam! 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 All right, now I'm done. Who's the pick at 10? J.C. Horn, official. All right, remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody, and I love you. Have a great night. Peace.